Hello, fellas. How have you been? I hope good. Cause today I'm gonna tell you a sad story. A story about three friends who began to have more different and not alike interests, and the one who did not contact to each other for a long time, or just one of them became someone, faraway person and thing that Pulse did the same thing. Chapter 1. The Meeting. As you all know, I'm the animator and have status of a dubber as well. All this began a few years back when I joined some of the voiceover team. I'm not gonna tell you about person who invented me there because today's story isn't about them, even if they're still a part of all this. Anyway, after some of comic dubs, I saw a notification. A random guy wrote a comment below my video and also under some of the dubs. So I tapped on this notification and I saw a user called iCool Channel in those days offered me to join his team. He was looking for the actors to make a translation of TVSS, aka the William Sands Squad, and I accepted this offer. The process looks like this. First, you record your line into the mic. 2. Then you work on the recording. And 3. After 2 previous sections, you send it to your manager. Chapter 2. Second character on stage. Since I started to work on this human, I'm used to his audience, so it wasn't a problem for me to watch his stream on YouTube. First time, I thought he has a high voice, um, but later I understood that he was just playing with his friend in Minecraft. This stream gave me a knowledge of the real name of now called Blob. Once I joined his Discord server, I wasn't really active there, but one day I noticed Eichel in voice chat, so I decided to talk with him. Someone else appeared. The boy had a nickname Choice and still has the same. We knew each other better and became friends. We three had much fun. I liked to have a chat with them. I had encountered other members a while as well. Such a good group of online friends and our legendary trio of Aiko, Choice, and Anya. Me. Chapter 3. We're a little disconnected, aren't we? As time passed, I found that we started to talk less often and that my bodies had some new habits that I couldn't be a part of. This made me a little uncomfortable, but I didn't feel bad about it. I started having more Discord servers, more other friends on the internet, and the other members of the trio almost the same. I spent my time in voice chats and I had no contact with Choice or Anton. I had the feeling that life was moving on, so I was less bothered by the fact that I was interacting with them less. After all, everyone has their own life, and I understood that. Chapter 4. They haven't forgotten me, right? What struck me more and more during this period was that we hadn't shared life events with each other, and in a long time. I began to yearn a little bit for the circle of companionship in which those two were. I tried not to think about it too much, but the man named Fifth Shallow kept popping up more and more in the announcements and messages from the guys in the trio, and I watched it a little sad because I didn't get that kind of attention as if I had been neglected. S- So I found the upside to it. In general, I lived my life. More time passes, my longing does not stop and sometimes comes up in my thoughts. We hadn't been in conversation for so long that I began to think as if my friends with whom I had started dabbing had forgotten me. They didn't call me for voiceovers or just in voice chats, didn't ask me how I was doing, and didn't ask me to draw anything. Nothing, just nothing. One night I saw Choice's stream, which I stumbled upon while scrolling through my YouTube feed. When I got there, I felt the effects of the long silence. Their voices were a little off-putting to hear, but I didn't care much. I decided to go to VC where I shared my experiences of the other people in the call. After a while, I decided to go to the same VC chat room where Anton and Choice were. I loudly showed up with an English phrase, and in response, I heard a joke, after which I did not know what to think. Oh, isn't that girl's name Anya Animation? Choice said then. Yes, Blob answers him. I don't think we've had any contact with her since the dubbing of the Williamson Squad. Yeah, and then laughter ensued. The moment the joke sounded, I distinctly heard it in my head. This guy really seems to have forgotten me. Feeling tears just gathering in my eyes, I laughed as I said my last sentence before walking out. We haven't spoken in so long that you forgot me. I moved to the chat room I used to be in, and I started turning off the microphone every few minutes until I cry out. I told this later to the people I was chatting with in that chat room, as well as the person who was sitting with Blob and Choice in the voice chat. Fortunately, I found out it was nothing more than a joke, and those friends hadn't forgot me. People calmed me down with a virtual hug. Since that day, I wasn't really changed anything, but I talked to Blob somehow. That was a small talk, but anyway, that was something better than just an empty silence. After some time, I didn't really care about this that much because I just calmed myself down some way and got a message from that team guy. I haven't heard about him for a long time, and so did my friends. We've met in voice chat. Two of our team were there, me and Aiko, who invited Choice later. And so we talked normally. Chapter 5 is everything going back to normal? As I was saying, I am a voice actor. Why do I made this reminder? Because Anton, who is Blob, asked me for help in dub of Underverse zero point 0.7. Of course, I was surprised. Is it really happening? Sounded in my head. I replied with yes and sent my audio recordings later. And that's all. I'm glad that they do not ignore me at least. But still, I I wanted them to chat with me like before. Those guys spend all their time with Fifcha, not me, and don't get me wrong, I'm not jealous. I'm glad for them. And I don't hate Fifth Cello for stealing my friends or something like that. I mean, even if I'm just sitting with them in the wish chat with three of them, most of them time I don't make any sound because now they have some jokes and memes I may not understand completely. I feel like I'm a third wheel, and these people just don't care about that because they don't notice this. They don't need me after all. They replaced me. I can just delete them from my Discord contacts and they won't care. They will find another actor. Nothing will change, actually. It's so silly. And I'm wondering, do they care about me as a friend? Did they ever care about me as a friend? Do they count me as a friend after all? I don't know. Actually, it's sad. I told in one chat that I miss my friends and that I feel they replaced me. That chat is on the gay, ear to gay Discord server, and someone told me that it's just your true feelings. If you feel so, then just let them go. Find another persons you can chat with. And I felt better because I guess I followed this advice. That was my story. I wanted to share it with you. I hope you like it, or I help you somehow, or maybe it's just entertaining for you. I guess you're a good listener if you're still here. Thanks for watching and for your attention.